SuperNova Everyday Essentials. Practical bite-sized exercises delivered by Miranda McPherson, Professor, Assistive Technology Trainer, and SuperNova user. This series is focused on using SuperNova to become proficient at the everyday computing tasks you or your clients need to be successful at home, school, and work.
Hi. So as you may know, Excel is a very
Table sheet
complex
1A1, no border
program.
not to print.
So we have a lot to cover in a short amount of time, and it's just kind of the tip of the iceberg of what all Excel offers. But this is enough to get you started. Okay, so we have a blank workbook here, and I'm going to just do a quick data entry of what somebody might expect for some expenses for the work week, like travel, coffee, that kind of thing. And then we'll do some editing, and then we'll move over to a different worksheet that's already pre-made that's got quite a bit of data, so we can look at that as well. Okay, so first is I'm going to move with the arrow keys over to B1.
B1.
Okay, so you hear SuperNova let you know where the coordinates are. So the B is for columns A, B, C, all of the alphabet going across the top is going to be for your columns, and then numerical down the left-hand side is going to be for your rows. So, okay.
Edit. D. Y.
Okay, now if I press enter to lock this in, it's going to drop me down to B2. I'm going to demonstrate that.
Table sheet 1 B2, no border not to print.
So if I'd like
No
to go to the
selection Monday
side,
B1.
I'm going to press tab or right arrow. So I'm going to go ahead and tab.
C1.
Shift tab will take you
Monday
to the
B1.
left.
C1.
So I'm at C1. I'm going to put in Tuesday.
S. D. Y.
Okay.
Table sheet 1
I'm going to
selected
show you
B1
a
to C1
quick
B1, no
trick
border not to
for
print.
auto-filling. So I'm going to do
D1 to F1.
highlight through what I would say for Friday. Now I'm going to go up to the Home tab, Alt-H.
Alt-H. Toolbar. Tab Control. Home page. Home page. Clipboard. Font group. Alignment group. Top. Styles group. Conditional. Cells insert. Insert. Editing auto sum. Sum pull down button. Auto sum pull down button. Group.
Okay, so we're in the editing group in the Home tab. I'm going to tab down to Fill.
Table. Fill pull down button. Space. Menu. Down
And I'm
disable
going to go to
shortcut.
Series.
Flash fill disabled. Just series short series. Step value. 1 added short.
You know, this is kind of complex in itself, but just a quick overview here. You can do your step value. So I'm going to want to go out at 1 day. And so then I'm going to Shift tab
Type group. Type.
to the type, and it's going to be an autofill.
Autofill check radio.
Press enter.
Book 1 Excel. Table sheet 1.
And as you can see, Excel automatically fills the rest based upon the two
Tuesday
examples I
C1.
typed in.
Wednesday D1. Thursday E1.
Okay.
Wednesday D. Tuesday C1.
And some movement is to go to the very first cell in the row is going to be Home key.
A1.
Okay, and now I'm going to down arrow to
A2.
A2. And I'm going to start with
Start
coffee.
of edit. O. F. E. Table sheet 1 edit.
Travel,
A.
like
C.
your commute,
V. L. Table
lunch.
sheet 1 edit.
And I might
C.
be
H.
doing some misspell. We'll spell check it at the end.
Table sheet 1A5
So let's
no
see.
border not to print.
Lunch, maybe snacks and
Edit.
beverages
A.
throughout the day.
K. Space. Shift. Space. E. E. G. S. Table sheet 1. Nose up arrow. Travel A3. Coffee A2.
Okay, so
B2.
for Monday, let's say I spent
Cell mode ready. Accessibility check.
turn
Numlock
off the
on.
numlock or turn the numlock on.
Edit.
350.
Numpad 5. Table sheet 1 C2 no border not to edit.
350.
Table sheet edit. Numpad 5. Table
That's
sheet edit.
Thursday.
Edit. Numpad period. Numpad 5.
Okay, again, I'm going to press
Table
the Home
sheet 1F.
key.
Travel
Goes
A3.
to the beginning.
B3.
Say take the bus.
Start of edit. Numpad 7. Edit. Numpad 5. Table
And maybe
sheet 1
this
D3
day you
edit.
get a ride.
Table sheet 1 E3 no edit. Right arrow. Edit. Numpad 5. Table start of row. B4. Edit. Numpad 0. Table sheet 1 C4 edit. Numpad period. Numpad 0. Table sheet 1D4 no border not to print. Edit. Numpad 1. Table sheet 1E4 no border not to print.
You brought your lunch.
F. Down arrow. F5. Snacks and beverages A5. B5. Startup. Edit. Table sheet 1D5 no border not to print. E5. Edit. Table sheet. Table
Okay,
sheet.
now
Edit.
we've got a little bit of data to work
Table
with.
sheet 1. A6.
So to go to the very first cell in the workbook, it's going to be to go to A1, Control Home.
A1.
Okay. If you want to go down the column, of course, you can use your arrow keys.
Coffee 8.
If you
Travel
want to
8.
go to the
Top
bottom
of
of the
worksheet.
column quickly, it's Control Down arrow.
Snacks and edge of table.
Top of the column, Control Up arrow.
Coffee A2.
So as you may notice, it stopped at coffee at A2 because that is the top of the data range that are all together. So A1 is a blank, so it doesn't include that in your Control Up arrow, so I'd have to do it twice.
A1. Monday B1.
But you can see in column B, if I do Control Down arrow,
0 B5.
goes to the last cell in that column range, up arrow
Monday
with
B1.
Control, goes right up to B1 because it is not blank. To go to the end of the row, Control right arrow.
Friday F1.
You can also do, so I'm going to go home.
A1.
You can also use your end key. So I'm going to press end.
Start at end.
And then you have to use your right arrow to go end.
Monday B1.
Okay, in a moment. So there again, that was a blank cell. So it's going to the first text there. So I'm going to try that.
End.
End.
Friday.
Right
Friday
arrow.
F1.
And
End.
down arrow.
5
Okay,
F5.
so that's just kind of quick ways to move around your data.
A1.
Okay, Control Home went to A1. Okay. The other thing that you can do is with the SuperNova keys on your numpad. So let me turn that back off.
Top of worksheet. Coffee A2.
Okay, I'm going to press the 0 on the numpad.
Coffee.
It announces the cell, what's in the cell. If I press it twice,
COFFEE.
gives you the spelling.
Charlie. Oscar Foxtrot Echo Echo.
A third press of the 0 key on the numpad will do phonetics.
Font Arial normal 12-point color black background color white coffee.
And the fourth press will give you the font attributes. Okay, I'm going to move over to column B.
3.5 B2.
Alrighty. Now I'm going to add caps lock to the mix. I'm going to do caps lock 0 on the numpad.
Coffee 3.5 focus 3.5 3.5 0 2.75 blank cell blank cell.
Okay, so when you do caps lock 0, it reads from the beginning of that row to the end, which of course it starts doing blank cells. It doesn't stop at the data range. It'll just continue on whether or not you have data. So caps lock 0 will read from the first cell in the row to the last cell in that row. Now, if I do caps lock 6.
Monday, 3.5 focus, 2.75, 8.5, 0, blank cell, blank cell, blank cell.
Okay, as you can see, it will read from the top of the very first cell in that column all the way down to the last cell in that column, which I believe could be several thousand. So just kind of be aware of that. Okay, and then the other thing that you could do is press the 3 on the numpad.
B2.
And it gives you the cell coordinates, B2. Okay, so now we're going to do some quick things on formatting the type of cell. So I'm going to highlight. So just like in Microsoft Word, if you press and hold Shift and use your arrow keys, it's going to select those cells as you navigate.
Selected B2 to B3, B4, B5.
Okay, I'm going to continue to hold Shift, and now I'm going to use the right arrow.
C2 to C5, D2 to D5, E2 to E5, F2 to F5.
Okay, and then I'm going to press Control and the number 1 on the number row. It's going to open up Format Cells dialog box.
Format cells, tab Control, number page. General format cells have no specific number format.
Okay, as you hear, SuperNova announces that the general type of category of the cell format has no real specific attribute, but I'm going to press tab to drop down to the
Category,
list.
general, list box.
And we're talking about dollars. So I'm going to use accounting. There's also currency. The differences with currency, the dollar sign is right next to the first dollar amount. And so sometimes that can be hard to see for low vision users, but with the accounting, you'll notice that the numbers will line on the right-hand side of the cell and the dollars will align on, the numbers will align on the right-hand side of the cell and the dollars will align on the left side. So that kind of helps separate it enough so it's not mistaken for an 8 or a 5. So I'm going to go ahead and arrow down to accounting.
Number alignment, font, border, category, accounting, list, decimal places, to edit shortcut D, symbol.
Okay, so you can add however many decimal points you'd like to go out with that.
Symbol, $, list box.
And you can also choose what type of form of currency. Maybe it's pound or euro, but in this case, we're going to use dollar. Press enter.
Book 1 Excel table sheet $1 3.50 B2 no border not no selection $sign 2.75 B3.
Okay, so now we can see that your table starts to be, your data seems to be a little bit more professional here, and you know what that these amounts are dollars as opposed to just a numerical. And it gives, if we have, let's say, I'm going to arrow down
$8.50
and to the right
B4.
to C4.
$9.00 C4.
It also puts the decimal point in the 00 after the 9, so we know that it's $9. Okay. Now I'm going to quickly pop up to the first row.
Tuesday C1.
And so one of the keystrokes that you can use for SuperNova is called the pass-through. So that way, if there's a keystroke that is a SuperNova keystroke, but also maybe an Excel keystroke or Windows keystroke, it won't conflict. You'll be able to use it how you would like. So for instance, if I want to select this entire row, it's going to be Shift spacebar, no conflict there. I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Table, edge of table.
And I'm going to do Control+B to bold this.
No selection Monday B1, A1.
But in this case, if I'm going to select this column, Control plus spacebar will navigate to
SuperNova
SuperNova
control panel, visual
control
page,
panel.
more pull down button.
So in this case, we need to use the pass-through key, which is Control and the number 7 on the number row.
Allow through.
So allow through. Now I'm going to do Control space.
Selected A1 to A1,048,576.
Okay, now it's selected that column. I'm going to go ahead and bold it with Control B.
No selection Monday B1.
Okay, great. Now I'm going to Alt Tab to the worksheet that I already have started.
Task switch, meeting control, Zoom. Review in Excel workbook, review in Excel workbook Excel. Table sheet 1, Alexander Fide A3 no border not.
And one thing actually before I do that, I'm going to pop back over there.
Running application. Book 1 Excel table sheet 1 Monday B1 no A1. Coffee A, travel A, lunch A, snacks and beverages A5.
So visually, snacks and beverages at A5 is cut off because it's more text than the cell width will allow. So I'm going to change that. I'm going to select that column, Control 7 to
allow through.
Selected
A1 to A1,048,507.
Okay, I'm going to go to the Home tab.
Toolbar, tab control, home page, clipboard, font group, alignment group, number group, styles group, condition, cells insert cells, pull down button, group.
Okay, cells group. I'm going to tab over to Format.
Table, format, pull down button, down arrow.
Spacebar.
Row height, shortcut A1 of 12.
And I'm going to auto fit the column width to the largest amount of width of text in that column.
Auto fit column width shortcut A4 of 12. Book 1 Excel table no select.
So now that column A is wider to accommodate the snacks and beverages. I'm going to move over
Task
to this.
switching. Running application. Review in Excel workbook. Excel table sheet 1. Alexander Fight Avery. No border not to print.
Okay, so again, I'm just going to quickly demonstrate doing the 0.
Alexander Fight.
If I needed to hear the spelling of that.
Alpha. Lee.
Excuse me.
Alexander A. Lexander space. F. EIT.
Okay, so that's hitting 0 twice.
Alpha. Lima Echo X-ray Alpha November Delta Echo Romeo space.
3 times.
Font Arial normal 12 point color black background color white. Alexander Fight.
All right, awesome. That way, if you have little or no vision and you're formatting your workbook and you want to make sure that all of the text is the format is the same, or if you've changed a particular format, you want to verify that, yes, in fact, I bolded that. So I'm going to try that. On salesperson, I'm going to bold it, Control B. Press 0.
Salesperson, S, A, Sierra, font Arial, bold, 12 point, color black, background color white, salesperson.
Yeah, it lets me know that it is now bolded.
Agnes Koffler A2.
So we've created a workbook, we've edited a little bit, and then also we're reviewing it by using the different navigation of either tab to go to the right
Hardware
in a
C2.
row, shift tab to go to the left,
Agnes Koffler A2.
or you can use just your left and right arrow keys.
East P, hardware C2, East P2.
Up and down.
Territory B1. East P2. South
Adding
B3.
control to the mix, control up arrow.
Territory B1.
Go to the first cell in the column, control down arrow.
North B88.
Last cell in the column of the range of data, okay?
Edge of table.
Control.
$1,250,888.
Right, control left.
0 Nuffle 88.
And control home goes to
top of
A1.
Worksheet salesperson A1.
And the last thing that we're going to take a quick look at is the go to keystroke. So if you quickly want to go to a particular cell, you press Control G.
Go to, reference, and a shortcut R.
And you type in your coordinates. In this case, I'm going to press D. And we'll do 17.
7.
Enter.
Review in Excel workbook Excel. Table sheet 1. $100,000 D17 no border not to print.
Great. So it takes you right there. If I happen to not hear that coordinate, I can just press 3 on the numpad.
D17.
And we know it's at D17. All righty. So this is enough to get you started with navigating a workbook, entering some simple data, doing a little bit of formatting. You can do the Control 1, takes you to the Format Cells dialog box, which has some tabs of different alignment, font style, borders, or you can go up to the Home tab in the ribbon and you'll find all of those same options as well. The difference is when you're in the upper ribbon, you'll have to do one item at a time. If you go up to the upper ribbon and you bold something, once you select bold, it drops you back down to the workbook. If you then need to change the font type to, let's say, Arial, you'd have to go back up to the upper ribbon. But by going to the format dialog box by doing Control and the 1 on the number row, it will allow you to change multiple attributes in one place. You'll select all your changes and then go to OK, and those changes will be made. So that concludes Excelling with Excel.
Whatever your level of sight, today or in the future, you can rely on SuperNova to help you succeed. Download an unrestricted 30-day trial of any SuperNova edition today.